Aries compatibility with Virgo. Now, Aries is initiating new ways on how to feel and see about reality and around the people, places, and things that they're around with. And of course, Virgo like to be mutable when it comes to adapting to new ways on how to think and be practical and to being a service to people, places, and things. Now, these are two zodiac signs that are very different because you have Earth, which is making sense out of things, touching things, and having sensibility and being more practical. Now, you have Aries, which is basically utilizing their visions and the way they feel and see about things and pushing this and this certainness without having a thought, without having a practical purpose, without having a perspective on how to analyze things. For me, they have their own way of doing things. So this is like an alienated relationship, alienated compatibilities. See, the Virgo is very self-criticizing too. So the Virgo can be very highly critical and very criticizable when it comes to the Aries. Because the Virgo like to do things in a more neat, constructive, more practical, more daily routine basis. They like to basically analyze the details, aka look at every detail, look at every crumb, look at every perspective. Now Aries will look at the Virgo like, yo, what the fuck? This is common sense. Why are you wasting your time reading this shit? Just basically get your ass up and go basically assert yourself and go out there and go get it. Virgo will look at the Aries like, motherfucker, I'm Earth, not fire. I have my own element, my own way of doing things. So when I look at this paper, I'm going to read it. I'm going to analyze the details. I'm going to do this in this perspective. A Virgo would be like, you can basically volunteer and come join me to come do this shit. Aries will look at, nah, motherfucker, I'm going to just go out there and go basically do it. You can go sit there and read that motherfucking book, but I'm going to basically go out there and go motherfucking do it. Now, when it comes to this relationship perspective, these are two zodiac signs that's going to basically be challenging each other. Not challenging each other to see how they do things better. But of course, it can come down to that mechanism to where if Virgo see that the Aries didn't do this in a daily perspective, the Virgo will look at the Aries and be like, see, I told you should have looked at the details. Now, Aries will basically look at a Virgo and be like, okay, see how you read all that shit for 3 hours, but you forgot everything. You quote unquote remember some things, but of course you even have to do all that reading shit. All you had to do was just basically show yourself, show up, present yourself, have your own way of doing things and feeling and seeing about things and presenting your things and being more practical. This way you wouldn't have to worry about wasting your time reading all those books. This way you would have got more shit done. This way you would have took care of business. This way you would have do this and do that. For me, this will be as a relationship circumstance situation where y'all would basically be bumping heads on a day-to-day basis, on a constant basis. And it would basically irritate both of y'all. It would basically cause headaches, cause frustrations, cause a whole lot of ups and downs and shit. This would be a relationship where, you know, y'all both were like had to learn how to basically cope with each other in order for it to basically work out as far as your elemental purposes. But when it comes to spirituality and trying to manifest shit in life, y'all both compatible. If y'all can get down to y'all spiritual natures and not get lost into y'all animalistic natures, everything can basically be working very smooth and working very well in this perspective. Y'all won't be bumping heads. Y'all won't be basically grabbing each other by the throats and the necks and grabbing each other by the nervous system and grabbing each other by the heads and throats and clashing with these motherfuckers all the time. Y'all will come down to agreements. Y'all will come down to reasonable perspectives. Y'all will make things work into y'all perspective. Of course, you would utilize the fire by being more assertive. You would utilize the Virgo by basically being a help. Now, a Virgo would be a service to the Aries. Now, the Virgo would look like it's the Aries slave or some shit. The Aries would look like, okay, this Virgo person is a servant to me. This person serving me. And the Aries, you feel me? Aries be have a whole lot going on. It's not gonna really sit here and be looking at the Virgo do things. Aries gonna be working too. So these are two zodiac signs that's gonna be fucking working to the day they exit the body and go into another perspective. So these are two zodiac signs that basically can work out. And of course, the Virgo can teach Aries on how to be more practical, how to make sense, how to analyze the details. And Aries can teach the Virgo how to be more assertive, be more passionate, and not self-criticize yourself, not have no doubt, not have no guilt, not have no worry, not making it seem like you got to do everything right all the time. For me, you just do things in your own way, not looking at the details, have your own details, create your own shit, initiate new ways on how to think and be practical and more immutable with your own perspective. And of course, that'll be both of y'all blending y'all elements together and working together to make it a teamwork, dream work. Each one teach one, each one. And of course, that's how that relationship gonna work out. But if y'all are in a relationship right now and things not working out, that's how y'all would have to basically work to each other's perspectives. Also find out where your Venus is at, because Venus plays a huge role on how you love. Also find out your ascendant, your rising sign, because this will basically play a whole role as far as how you present yourself. Utilize your personification, utilize your personality and shit. This way it can basically play into position where you can find where your 7th house is at, how you relate, how you utilize your way of relationships and going about things. Because if y'all don't love or relate into the same perspective or same manner, then it can cause frustration. It can cause agony. It can cause y'all both secluded from each other. And you don't want that, especially if y'all want to work on a dream or a goal. So when it comes down to Aries and Virgo, this is basically the compatibility. This video will be long, but of course, we about to be done with Aries season. Of course, I felt the need to basically get this shit out. Get it out. Don't hold it in. Get it out for me. And we still in Aries season, so we're going to still be expressing. But when we get motherfucking Taurus season, that's where practicality and stability come into perspective. And of course, that's where shit get real. Because we got Uranus and Taurus already, baby. And it falls here.